Hi, this is MC of Healthy by George. I come to you every Sunday and Friday. And I would love it if you would think about subscribing because I'm really working hard to share with you my own journey of getting older and staying healthy, but also some of the tips and guidelines of what I learned in research through my 30 years of working in medicine and research. So please think about subscribing. I'd love to see you here. And I love to have conversations with people about their own journey. So, what are we talking about today? I just love it that the Lancet Public Health just came out and shared some data about these ideas of how we must do 10,000 steps a day. And that they've really shown in this analysis of 88 studies that really, after 7,000 steps, you don't get much more benefit than the 7,000 steps for your heart, your cardiovascular, your dementia, your joints, your mental well-being, all of these things that are the large risk factors as we get older. They don't get any better if you do more than 7,000 and 10,000, and that 7,000 is really showing to be enough steps a day, if that's so funny that this is what's showing up. Because I don't know about you, but I'm a busy person. To get 10,000 steps in every day is not simple. It's not part of my lifestyle. Yes, I get quite a few steps. I would say typically I'm easily getting in 6 and 7,000 steps, but sometimes like this morning, who forgot their stepper, their step walker, or their step counter? Me. I forgot it. So I didn't get those counted. And do I carry around my step thing everywhere I go? No. So who knows exactly how many steps I'm taking every day, but consistently I've always taken around 5 to 7,000 steps. But you always felt bad because everybody else is telling you how they took their 10,000 steps and that blah blah blah, and that all of our health programs are encouraging us to do 10,000 steps. And the truth is that really hasn't got any scientific backing to be real. And this is so wonderful that the Lancet came out and shared what was this all about. And it's the fact that sometimes we find ourselves just dealing with some kind of marketing hype that happened. And then I guess our media runs with it, and we end up everyone believing 10,000 steps is the mark to go after. You know what? My feeling is for our health, we need to do what we feel we can do. We feel that we need to do things that make our bodies feel good, makes our joints feel good, makes our brain feel good. And I've just never felt like I had to do 10,000 steps. So I now am really focusing on consistent movement, I think, is the king of anything that's considered healthy. Moving consistently every day, and to prevent ourselves from sitting for more than an hour. Make ourselves get up, move. I love Rhonda Fitzpatrick's constant reminder of taking movement snacks, exercise snacks. I love this. I'm working hard to make sure that this is something that's part of my day, that I get up every hour, walk around, take the dog out, do some strength building with some bands or some weights, or take time to do a few squats or any kind of other movement, get my heart rate up really quickly for 5 minutes. We have to do things because sitting is detrimental to us. It makes us stiff. It makes us get sedentary. It really freezes us into place. And I think we have to really focus on moving. And this data that just came out about the fact that the researchers discovered that this risk of developing serious health conditions if you don't do 10,000 steps is really a bunch of crap. And that really 7,000 steps showed that it was the sufficient number of patients who did that through 88 different studies. That's a lot of studies. And that really, when they were doing that, they found that the risk was not any greater it was the same at 10,000. So many people have thought about this, and it's really ridiculous And I think we really need to embrace that while things are out there that people say are in generally good for us, for our health, at the end of the day, we have to do things that we can do. What can we do today and every day consistently, even in the smallest way, to challenge ourselves? Can we do a few sit ups? Can we do a few push ups? Can we learn to lift a 5 pound bar? Or can we walk? I know weighted vests have become really popular. Can we walk with a light weighted vest of 5 pounds and then maybe increase that? And how does that get our heart rate up? And what can we do with those kinds of things versus this arbitrary 10,000 steps that kind of showed up and it wasn't really a scientific, concrete, data driven fact that you need to do this and that only 10,000 of steps is what you have to do. It's like the golden arches. So we have to be reasonable. And really, this data is telling us that 5 to 7,000 steps is a good goal. And if that's not something you're doing now, then let's figure out a way to start moving you in that direction. I know for me, recovering from my hip surgery, I was so proud of myself that I did 2,500 steps today. Hey, I feel fantastic that I'm moving in the direction of moving more, strengthening my body. And yes, I'm sore because really, when you haven't been able to move a lot and you've been in the hospital and you've been sedentary, holy moly, you lose a lot of your conditioning. And that's really the key of when you are still, our body just freezes. And so movement is king. Movement is king. And moving every hour is critical. Get up, take a break, walk around, do something in a different position. If you're somebody who works in an office like me, get up, go get some water, get up, take a little walk outside, get up, do some squats, get up, just do a few jumping jacks or a few push ups. I know it's silly, or some people just put on some music and dance around a little bit. Whatever sounds fun is the thing to do. And if you've got sore joints, okay, so you need to still sit. Move your upper body and maybe move your lower body by doing some kicks or some steps in place. Listen, movement is king in any way, shape, or form. I really, really have learned just through reading and listening to all of the data out there. If we're not moving, we are dying. So, my goal for the remainder of this year is to see how I can increase my strength, see how I can build more muscle density, and how I can build up my endurance for walking 5 to 7,000 steps. That's my goal. And I've had a hard couple of months with 2 surgeries in less than 60 days. And then, the stress of my poor dog having to have surgery and he's now recovering, thank God. This has really upset me to see my poor little dog who really, I had no idea that this would happen so suddenly and had to have his left eye removed. It's really upset me. And when we get upset about things, guess what? Movement helps with our emotions. It helps. Heck, when I want to move, he wants to go out too. They're really wonderful. Dogs are so amazing because even though it's bothering me a lot about the loss of his eye, he's adapting. Okay, new me, new time, new day. Where's the snacks? I wish I was so easily pleased. So be well, my friends. Think about subscribing. I'd love to see you here. And please share with me, how are you making movement a priority in your life? How are you making things a critical that you are moving consistently throughout the day, even a little bit? Let's all plan to make the next 5 months of this year about movement and making it fun and doable and just part of our routine. Because if we do that, then that's going to give us a lot of fuel for our older years because we're making sure we're moving and staying vibrant and thriving, both physically and mentally. So check me out every Friday and Sunday. And again, think about subscribing. Be well. Bye bye. So thank you so much for joining me at Healthy by George. I hope you found the information inspiring and that it encourages you on your wellness journey. Because remember, your body, your well-being are a most precious gift, and every tiny action taken daily can make a huge difference. I hope the information here is educational purposes and is not meant to replace your medical care. See your doctor and talk about what works for you. If you enjoyed today's content, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. Your support means the world to me, and it helps me continuing creating content that inspires and empowers you to live your best life. Goodbye for now, and join me again at the next Healthy by George.